Welcome back, everybody. This is Cosmic Goostin. In the last part, we finished a short quest in the Mendez ruins, known as Tea Time of Danger and Germany. So in this part, we're going to be picking up the bottled spirit that we received in the last quest and placing it down and seeing what beautiful pink fortune it holds inside of itself. The Elk and Minds. Maybe we'll be running into some dwarves. Who knows? I knows. Do you knows? Knows. But you're about to find out. Excuse me, that was a little disgusting. The Elk and Minds. Strangely enough, another place I am prone to getting lost in. Ooh, treasure. Rust. And we want to go in here and run into a very silly person. Good day. I am Pokehell, the storyteller. The master is away. He's probably out mining deep in the dungeon. Mind your own business. A cleverer pun there is not. So we want to head down as Pokehell. Another character I will have difficulty pronouncing his name the way they were supposed to probably pronounce it, because in my head I always read it as Pokehell or Pokey. I can't even say it out loud the way that I say it in my head. So I'll probably just call him Mr. P or something ridiculous. Oh look, it's Duel. Duel, get out of my way! Rocks, get out of my way! No. I just remembered I forgot to do something. I know I was complaining the entire time about the last quest we just did, Tea Time of Danger, and how it took forever for me to get that part put together. Well, I forgot to save after that. This is actually the same recording session. I'm being a little daring. So if this one crashes, which I'm going to knock on all the wood that I see, if this one crashes, I'm going to have to do that quest for the 6th time I've lost track. Speaking of losing track, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get myself lost in about 3 seconds. Nope, not lost yet. But there's still time. Do I want to go down? I can never... This is where I start getting lost. I think I want to go this way. Let's see what enemies I run into. Yes, this looks correct. I remember these slimes, however I also remember jumping ticks. What are these guys named? Slime. Cool! Very, very descriptive. You know, I would have called them purple slime just to make sure I got the point across, but to each their own, I suppose. Speaking of to each their own, we are learning our second to last ability, which is exciting stuff, because that means we can finally start actually learning new... Oh, yep, jumping ticks. And a specter. Hopping ticks, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Oh dear, magic! No! Ow! See, I was in the middle of saying something and then I forgot what I was going to say. It's not so much that I lost my train of thought, it's that I have like 4 different trains of thoughts going into the station at once, and the conductors are all trying to figure out who has the right of way, and there's only one path that they can take. I went the wrong way! Did I? I did! Shit! Where am I going? Well, that's embarrassing. Oh well. It wasn't that far out of the way. And again! Oh my goodness! Another conductor was just came into the station and was like, hey, I need this brain space. And all the other conductors were too busy fighting with each other to really care about him or what he had to say. Although I think the last thing I was talking about is that exact statement, so who knows. But yes, I am currently sort of lost. I don't know. I usually can tell where I'm going by the enemies I fight, but I think I remember these enemies because I always end up taking the wrong path. So sometimes it doesn't always work out. I'm getting beaten mercilessly by the slimes. They're level 11. I'm currently level 22, I think. Maybe I over-leveled a little bit. Oh well. I remember the boss of this quest giving me a little trouble when I was a kid. Because he's got one part that just isn't fun. So let's go down this way, I suppose. Although this doesn't quite feel right either. It's because, as you can tell, you're supposed to go to the lowest level of the mine. But there are so many paths taking you down, and some of them lead to dead ends, some of them lead to absolutely nothing, which is the same as a dead end, and some of them lead to a different part of the mine that you don't want to go to yet. So it gets a little confusing, and all of the map screens look roughly the same. And so really the only way that you can tell which way you're going is based off of the enemies you're fighting. Like, see? I thought for sure I was going the right way, but once again I went the wrong way. Now I have to travel all the way back up the stairs to the save room, and then make my third and final attempt, which I believe is the right one. Of course I said that about the other two, so clearly it's not the right way to go. Nope, this isn't the right way to go either. What am I missing? What did I forget? I've clearly forgotten something. We came up from there. We started off going that way. I'm pretty sure this leads to nothing important. Nope. Abandoned room. I'm going to wander around for a little bit, and if I find the right path, well, when I find the right path, I'll just cut back to it. This is a little embarrassing. This doesn't usually happen, and there aren't any people around for me to not ask directions for, because I am a man, and men don't ever ask for directions. But anyway, I'm getting off topic, or on a completely different topic, and I will see you once I have found the right way to go. Alright, so we are back, and this is a little embarrassing. Not that this whole entire thing isn't a little embarrassing, but the path that I originally took past the bear-looking dude is actually the way you're supposed to go. So I was right the entire time, and I don't know why I doubted myself, other than because I did not remember passing the bear-looking dude before. But we've got it all sorted out, and we can keep going. Keep going and fighting some moles. Betcha they're just named Mole, aren't they? Mole Bear. Close enough. I wonder what two animals it's made up of. So we're actually pretty close to the end of the mines, I believe. As soon as I finish saying that, the boss music chimes in. And oh my goodness, what is that up there? Well, let's ignore it and talk to this guy. I'm busy, you. Come back later. Stop it, you. Let me be. I said cut it out. This place is dangerous. You'd best be on your way. Arr. I don't know why he sounds like a pirate all of a sudden. But with the earth shaking, we have to fight this boss. He's kind of a pain in the neck. He is 2 hand tentacles. The one on the right, the one that is red, that is currently flashing, he will always just immediately explode. All you have to do is knock him down and get the fuck out of his way. And then he will die, and you can just sit there and whack away at this one. And then he will die, and you can have a little victory saunter. But his hands will keep respawning, and if you leave them up there, they'll use magic. So you want to knock them down, and you want to try to knock down this one. That explosion is pretty devastating. So if it's between not getting hit in the explosion or knocking down the other glove, what am I trying to say? Don't stand in the explosion. Take home message. Tell that to your kids. But at the same rate, it also makes it pretty easy because you can just knock it down. Oh god! Knock it down and then get to the far side, and as you can see, each time one of his hands dies, you take out his overall health bar. Bit by bit, and bite by bite, and kilobyte by kilobyte. And one more of these ought to do it, and I'm pretty sure his left hand is going to be coming back anytime soon. Although I have been wrong before, and that might have actually done it. Let's crouch. For fun. Yep, he is done. Boss gave me a lot of trouble when I was a kid. Not so difficult now. Actually kind of fun. But we've saved him. What are you doing in a place like this? Mining's good here, but there's a ferocious monster about. Go home. I defeated it. Already defeated it? You? You must be joking. He said like 4 different voices all at once. Why, you're the one I saw back in the dungeon. Yes, that was like 10 seconds ago. Well, who cares about that? I'm busy right now. Just make yourself at home. And then Pokehell, the storyteller, will tell a story. Well then, now that he is here, allow me to tell you of Watts' heroic exploits. Ladies and gentlemen, Pokehell presents Watts' bravery. Oh, Watts, a small body under a great helm. He strikes with his hammer. And his great helm. Watts, our Watts. Your soul is your great helm. Watts, Watts, our Watts. You haven't really done that much at the end. That is a beautiful story. So, as Pokehell just said, this guy's name is Watts, and he is a blacksmith, and unless I am completely mistaken, he's a reference to the very same Watts from Secret of Mana, who is also a blacksmith. And really, that's all I can tell you about that. I guess, as I've said before, I never played that game. Unfortunately, I'm sure I would have loved it, but it was a missed time, or missed thing in my life. So after getting completely lost in the mines, we finished our quest, and we need to go talk to our little cactus. Our little cactus. I'm not going down that road. And to make up for the short episode, I'm going to make this one another long episode, and we're going to go back to the Elk and Minds and learn a little bit more about the exploits of Escad, Erwin, and Matilda. Does that sound like fun, kids? Because it should, because it's actually a little interesting. And when I say a little interesting, I mean a lot interesting. So let's go to the Elk and Minds. Walk into the Elk and Minds. And Rabbite. Oh, hey, look! It's Pokehell, the storyteller. The earth teaches us of the cosmos and its ancient memories. When the grass sprouts and sounds the light sparkles on the feather birds of paradise. Break loose from the shackles of time. Know what freedom is. Pokehell, dream teller. I actually like the concept of this quest because he basically sends you back in time to learn about Escad and Erwin and Matilda and what happened, because it's been alluded to in the past couple of quests that they were all, for the most part, friends, but then something happened, and now we get to figure out what that thing that happened is. And you have adorable little Escad talking to himself. And we need to track down Escad and Matilda and Erwin and learn more of the story. Now, what's really interesting is that I believe the enemy placements are all exactly the same still. So even, 10 years ago? 16 years ago, maybe? They were all exactly the same. So if you talk to Pokehell here and he'll ask you if you're in a hurry, and you say yes, and he'll teleport you exactly where you need to go next. This way. I can't breathe. At least you don't sound like an old man anymore. I see gas spewing out here. It must be tough for you and Escad. I wonder if the mine entrance is still holding up. I don't know. Let's rest before we go a little further. So, as you know, I am prone to getting lost, so if you talk to Pokehell, he'll send you exactly on your way, and there's really only one way to go, which is to the right. So if you do that, you're pretty much golden. And sorry for that lapse of talking. I was just briefly interrupted by a conversation outside my room. It was very... Oh my goodness, how did I take so much damage? Oh my god, I'm going to die. I'm going to die, guys. Guys, I'm going to die. I'm going to die, guys. Guys, I'm scared. Tell my wife. I never really liked her that much. Nope, I'm fine. That's still something you should probably tell my wife, though. I feel like she should know. We don't want to go there, or do we? Crap. Whenever there's a choice to be made, I always make the wrong one. I think I made the wrong choice. Why do I keep doing this? Or why do I have really bad memory about the enemies that you fight on this quest? I don't know. Stupid purple slimes. You need to be smarter than me. Alright, sorry for that. As I've mentioned, and as you have observed several times, I am just the worst at navigating this place. I actually didn't even see that path to the lower right, but it is the path that you want to go. I actually had to pull out my guide that I've been trying to refrain from using too much, because I should remember where I'm supposed to be going. But apparently I don't. But we should be on the right path now, because as far as I could tell, there aren't any splits left. And if there are splits left, they're all fairly obvious. But this is all starting to look familiar, so I know for a fact I'm on the right path. And plus, I checked, so... And now I'm mini and adorable. But that also means I am unable to murder this Marlboro. Oh look, I'm big again. And I think I murdered just fine. More Marlboros for murder. And slimes for slimeness. And poison for being poisoned. Stop sneezing! Candy? I am not going to lie to you guys, I'm a little tired. I woke up at 7 o'clock this morning, which may not be that early to some people, but for me it's pretty early, and I did not feel good. Deepest cavern! You feel a little better here. Many dots later. I wonder why Escad hates you so much. Probably because he's a demon and he's out for bad things, just because you're a demon, what other reason do you need to hate somebody? I mean, that's the basis of prejudice right there. You can hate someone because, you know, they're just different from you. Anyway, so the cave just caved in. It was the first time I ever left the temple by my own will. And so Matilda is now freaking out because she's probably going to die. And Erwin is trying to coax her into using her spirit to get her out of this mess. And Erwin is showing his cards by saying that he's going to eat her, which is gross. You need to keep that in the privacy of your own bedroom, sir. And so this is the part where Erwin steals Matilda's powers and mentions that he's going to destroy the world because he interprets Matilda as hating the world that they live in, and everything goes crazy. And Ascad is somehow down here. We've made it back to the real world. So we can talk to him. And he asks us who we're going to side with. And I'm going to side with Dana because I don't like Ascad, because he's a prejudiced asshole. And now we have to engage in swordy cuffs with him. And I cannot hit anybody with that to save my life. And he's not a very hard boss. And unfortunately, spoilers, he gives you 0 experience. And he only has one special technique, as far as I can tell, which is the one he just did, and it's very easy to dodge. You just have to get away from him when he's doing it. And we can just sit here and wail away on him all day. Let's see if I can line this up better so that I can actually hit him with a special, and he's just going to walk right into it. And I'm just going to completely whiff it. Way to go. Good lord. Embarrassing. This whole entire episode has been embarrassing. Maybe for the description I should just use the word embarrassing. Who knows? We'll see. Die, you douche. I can't think of anything clever or witty to say. I just have to say my feelings, which is that you are a douchebag. That's right, a douchebag. Telling a child to kill himself is not the right answer. I'm George Takei. And now Ascad has been murdered momentarily. And Pokehell, the Dream Teller, is at an end. And that concludes part 1 of this game. It's not actually broken up into parts, but with the way that my guide is worked out, I have a tendency to think of the end of that quest as the end of part 1 of a 4-part game. So I'm going to call it an episode here after talking to my cactus. And if you like this part, please hit the like button. If you really like it and you want to insert disc 2, so to speak, I would recommend hitting the subscribe hit the subscribe button. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, positive feedback, negative feedback, positive and negative inhibition, anything like that, leave it in the comment section below. Until the next time, I will... that statement doesn't make sense. I will see you in the next one. Bye.